I think there are three things that Saudi Arabia wants from China. Economically, knowledge transfer in the field of technology. The second is increasing Chinese investment in Saudi Arabia. And when it comes to politics, I think Saudi Arabia, in the top of its agenda when it comes to its cooperation with China, is its demand of the Chinese to limit Iran's negative role in the region by the virtue of the close relations between Beijing and Tehran. On the other hand, I think China wants three things from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. First, permanent or consistent supplies of oil. The second, activation of partnership in the Silk Road and enhancing trade exchange. So, because as we know that the Silk Road project or the BRI and Vision 2030, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and China would love to integrate these two projects together so they can build up supply chain that can connect continents with each other. Because Saudi Arabia is in a very strategic location in the world that connects Asia, Africa, and Europe. And as we all know, Riyadh is the gateway to the Middle East and the gateway to the Arab and Muslim world. And China believes in the importance of Riyadh regionally and globally. And definitely China is a superpower. It is a power that we are all, we look up to and we admire, and we have a lot in common. And I'm pleased to congratulate the Chinese nation and the people for the historical success they have achieved in previous years. And this would not have been possible without the vision and wisdom of the wise leadership of President Xi Jinping. And when it comes to Saudi-Chinese concept, when it comes to bilateral relations, I think China has a concept which is economy attracts politics. And Saudi Arabia's concept is that politics attracts economy. I think the two partners right now have now reached a middle ground, a middle understanding through which they can work together in a more pragmatic and strategic manner.
As we know that China has historic ties with the Arab world, and there was a signed article published, written by President Xi Jinping in the Saudi newspaper Al Riyadh, where he underlined that China will work on those historic ties, but also work with Arab states to carry forward the traditional friendship and jointly build a China-Arab community with a shared future in the new era. How is this vision being seen or received in Saudi Arabia and the wider Arab world?
Great. Look, the Chinese-Arab relations, as you said, is very old, very ancient. And as the two nations represent the most important human civilizations. And we know that if we speak about history, relations actually began 1,400 years ago during the era of Uthman bin Affan and the Emperor Zhao Zong. And were further consolidated several decades later when the Arabs during the Abbasid, Harun al-Rashid, helped the Chinese Tang government after the attack it was subjected to. And the Arabs helped spread the Chinese actually invention of papers. This is very important. So the Arabs helped spread the Chinese invention of papers to the West and to the whole world. Science, knowledge, and libraries spread throughout the world due to the Chinese-Arab cooperation. So the current summits in Riyadh will be a continuation, in my opinion, of what the ancestors started in serving humanity through joint cooperation in all fields. And I'm very optimistic about the future of the Chinese-Arab relations. We have a lot in common, as I said. There are many commonalities between the Chinese society and the Arab societies, both of which are considered to be collectivistic societies and that value the concept of family and respect for the elders. And both societies, the Arab and the Chinese, are well-established and ancient history and great human civilizations. And to answer your question without going into very old matters, yes, there are a lot of giant projects between China and so many different Arab nations, including definitely all of the GCC nations, Egypt, Algeria, Iraq, Morocco, Sudan, UAE, and so many different Arab and GCC nations. And these giant projects mostly focus on railways, ports infrastructure, roads, mining, and other fields. And definitely, I think the prospect of this relationship is very high and very positive. And I'm very optimistic about the future of the Arab-Chinese relationship. And let's hope that the two leaders, the Saudi leader and the Chinese leader, will take the relationship to a new level through which all the Arab nations and China can benefit, and also to contribute to humanity and to contribute to the global economy.